1972 state and national championship football team, Tennessee High School. After finishing second in the national rankings in 1971, the Vikings had something to prove in 72, and they did it in a big way. In all but one game, the Vikings dominated from the coin toss. They won 12 of their 13 games by 20 or more points and outscored opponents 472 to 107. The Vikings rolled through opponents throughout the season, thrashing Chattanooga Baylor in the championship game that year 39-6. In the state playoffs, THS won 3 games by outscoring its opponents 105-18, winning each game by a margin of at least 26 points. The 1972 team had an incredible 7 players receive Division I scholarships. Quarterback David Bybee went on to play at the University of Tennessee, as did Greg Jones and Larry Silcox, who later transferred to East Tennessee State University. George Heath played at Virginia Tech, Gil Kyle and Mark Rollette played at Georgia Tech, and Eddie Hirsch played at Vanderbilt. Members of the team were Greg Jones, Mark Rollette, Craig Kistner, Danny Strouth, John McDaniels, Ray Mutter, Richard Moran, Pat Miller, Rick Moore, Danny Shelbadine, Joe Swift, Eddie Webb, Jim Burleson, Robbie Pollard, Robert Harrison, Captain Fred Vance, Larry Silcox, David Bybee, Butch Bowling, Carl Patton, Eddie Fowler, Mike Carter, Alan Forbush, George Heath, Mark Waddell, Chip Kistner, Richard Stacy, Eddie Hirsch, Steve Cross, Gil Kyle, Teddy Castle, John Doria, Tom Barry, Sam Dixon, Brian Doyle, Rusty Bear, Danny Cross, Greg Countess, Mark Rock, Craig Sells, and trainer Norville Price. The Vikings were coached by John Kropp, Larry Rose, Tom Hundley, Benny Boer, Ben Rutherford, Mike Morton, Eddie McElmore, A.B. Clevenger, John Manny, Harkey Johnston, and Bill Bingham. Congratulations to the 1972 state and national championship football team. Bristol, Tennessee City Schools Athletic Hall of Fame inaugural class of 2024.